Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be a reading for the March 14th eclipse that is happening in Virgo, your opposite sign. And yeah, it's going to be a big one for you. So, especially since it's happening in your opposite sign. You have this go on an adventure card. It says, today is the day to try something daring. You have this write a letter. It says, write a letter to your inner child. And yeah, a lot of like internal work I do feel would be a good thing for you at this time, Pisces. Like mostly having to do with what you really want out of life. And we're not talking about what other people want, by the way, Pisces, which I think Pisces has a hard time with. It's like sometimes you think that what you want is what someone else wants, but that might not be true. It might be, but I think that what Pisces needs to make sure of is they're not kind of like putting other people's needs ahead of their own, especially with this moon, because I'm talking about this is a lunar eclipse, so it is a moon, and I think you need to be making sure that you're getting what you deserve out of situations. So, that seems to be like the most important thing for Pisces to work on at this time. Especially if you're a Pisces rising, by the way, most, like a lot of Pisces are Aquarius rising like me. But if you're a Pisces rising, then I think it's going to be extra important that you really focus on your own needs. But you have the Five of Swords as your current general energies. I feel like you're trying to win, but it's like there are obstacles in your way. I don't feel good or bad about this Five of Swords, really. It's like, he can represent winning at all costs. And something I didn't say, by the way, is that eclipses last for an extended period of time. So this is not just for the 14th, right? Eclipses can last like 6 months. So, this is kind of like a theme. This reading is meant to be a theme that you will be dealing with for a while. And you have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords, I feel, is about learning when to walk away. Again, especially for you Pisces rising people. But again, even if you're not, it's going to be important for all Pisces. It's just extra important if you're a Pisces rising. I would say that, learning to not take on the burdens of other people is what this eclipse is going to teach you, or already has taught you. I think that, a lot of you could be thinking about lessons at this time where you put other people first, or maybe you thought that like what someone else wanted is what you wanted, and you could be looking at those moments and kind of like processing the information. During eclipses, we can just process information. It doesn't have to be that big of a deal. We can just it can put us in this like introspective energy, especially in Virgo, which is the hermit, right? So a lot of you, I feel, could be embracing that introspective energy. This is your crossing energy, and normally the crossing energy is what hurts you or helps you. So, again, I think focusing on your own needs is going to be important. I also feel like that the complex answer is not going to be the answer, right, Pisces? As in, if you're having issues right now, or even if you're not having issues, things could be going well. But if you're thinking like, oh, to improve, I have to do these like really super complex things, I feel like the Ten of Wands is like, no, the simple answer is the answer. And just maintain that simple answer. In the area of your thoughts, you have the King of Swords. Kind of funny. The King of Swords is a card of knowledge and wisdom. I get a very, very much a I told you so type of energy. And I'm pretty sure in one of your recent readings in 2025, maybe in February, I said something to you, Pisces, about how I feel Pisces in the future will be probably saying that a lot. Or if you're not, you're too nice to say it, Pisces. So you might notice that a lot of people from your past are coming back and saying you were right. But I'm not just talking about love here. I'm talking about, like basically everyone in your life could be telling you that you were right about things. This is both good and bad, I feel, for you, Pisces, because it's like there could be good. It could be good. It could give you a little validation and things like that. The moments where it won't be good are where you knew an answer to something, maybe where you should have taken action on what you were thinking about, or you should have done something that you were thinking about, like an idea or a business or whatever. And, I feel like the King of Swords here is saying, like, now moving forward, like, are you going to trust your ideas? I feel like that's what he's saying. So let me give you an example. I feel that like a lot of Pisces at this time of the eclipse could be seeing people who are doing things that you thought of. Like maybe you had a business idea and then you see it on Facebook, right? And maybe the person's making $1 million, right? It's like that is the universe saying, when are you going to put yourself first, Pisces, and, claim these ideas that you are channeling? And I feel like the King of Swords is saying that. It's almost like the universe is saying, like, yes, you were right, Pisces, with all these things. But when are you going to take action on that rightness, right? And really, I would pay attention to that. You have the Judgment card. The Judgment card is coming up in your foundation. So if you are looking for answers, then I feel things should be going really well for you. And if they're not, then I would come up with some sort of practice to get answers. I'll give you another example since I'm full of examples today. Recently, I found a new note-taking app. It's called Cortex. It's by Dan Coe. He's a YouTuber. And I was just testing it out, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And I've written, I don't know, I can't even tell you how many words I've written in this note-taking app. For some reason, it really just clicked with me, right? And I've been trying to get my Chris Rock channel going, and I have written like 20 scripts already. I've written a bunch of shorts for the Chris Rock channel in there already. It's like been probably one of the most productive things I've done in a long ass time. And again, it was kind of like a catalyst for ideas. It's like I was writing one thing, and I've been doing this every day now. I write one thing, and it gives me an idea for something else. I'm not trying to talk about myself too much in this reading, but that's what I feel with this Judgment card. It's like saying you are a direct channel to source, but you have to find something that gets you into that channeling mode, right, Pisces? And I feel that's what the Judgment card is saying. It's like saying the answers you need exist, but you need to do something to put yourself in that channeling mode. It could be going for a walk, it could be writing, it could be journaling, it could be anything. But I really feel that on this Judgment card. It's like saying, it's almost like you're a plug and there's an outlet. And it's like once you just plug your own ass in to something, it's like you're going to be taking off. But if you don't, then that won't happen. Next, in the area of your past, you have this deer spirit. It says, bring a gentle touch. You also have this cow spirit. It says, the miracles are endless. I think between 2020 and 2023, there was like a little bit of a bump for Pisces. You could have even noticed in those years that maybe your finances increased in those years, or, maybe something else was going well for you in those years. And then since 2023 till now, maybe it seems like things are going down. It almost feels like to me that, I don't think your miracles are disappearing, but, it's like some of you might be like, oh my God, I'm not getting the same result that I used to for my work, or I'm not having the same positive experiences, the same miracles that I was experiencing. And I feel the universe is saying, yeah, you need to, you're meant to evolve, you're meant to grow. And for a lot of Pisces, I think it can be hard when, a lot of Pisces, sometimes they experience success in life, and then it seems like they lose it. Great example, Steve Jobs, right? February 24th, he built Apple. He got fired from his own company as CEO. Then he had to go down. He started Pixar. He sold Pixar's off to Disney, and then he got rehired by Apple. It's like up, down, up. And I feel that is a very common Pisces energy. So I think you've been going down for a while. Now it's time to go back up, is what this reading is saying, plain and simple. You have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is walking away from things that no longer serve you. And I feel like that's what this is trying to teach you. It's like, I really don't have a good example for what I want to say here, Pisces, either, but, it's like a relationship. I'm sure you've all been in a relationship where that on the surface seemed really good, but when you look deeper, it really wasn't good, right? I'm sure you've all had one of those where it's like you don't hate the person or anything like that, but really it's kind of like your brain was tricking you in those really good moments. Like when it was hot and heavy, it was hot and heavy. But maybe if you look at it, maybe 80% of the time, the person didn't talk to you, or maybe they ignored you, or they wouldn't text you or whatever, right? And so that's kind of what this Eight of Cups seems like to me. But again, this whole entire reading is about putting your own needs first. If you're staying in a relationship that's only 20% good, even if you're tricking yourself because it's really good when it's good, but it's really actually bad, then I feel like those are the things you need to walk away from. It's almost like this reading is saying, and it's coming up in your past, which is good because it's saying you are moving past this, but it's almost like saying, you need to examine the things that provide your nourishment. Maybe that's a good way to put it. I feel like I said this to you recently, but it's like what nourishes your soul, really. Not just kind of, but really, actually does. And, if you feel like you are going down, is it, let's say it's your business. Maybe it's not making as much money. Is it because it's going down because of the economy or whatever else you want to blame? Or is it really going down because you just aren't interested in it anymore? So, maybe your customers can tell. I am convinced people can tell. There are days where I don't feel good. And the secret is, I just don't feel like doing videos, and I don't, right? Because the years have taught me that if I do videos and I'm in a low vibe, people can pick up on it. No matter how well I can fake it here on camera, people can tell. I am convinced, right? So it's like, if you're going down because it no longer fulfills you, then maybe it's something that you need to walk away from, or you don't even have to walk away from it. Maybe you just need to make it more entertaining for yourself, or maybe you need to change up your routine or whatever. And I feel that's really what this is talking about, the whole reading. It's a pretty deep reading, for sure. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Law of Attraction card. Yes. You have this Take a Breath card. Yes. No worrying at this time. It is an amazing time for Law of Attraction. All those planets in Pisces, and also everything retrograding back to Pisces, right, is definitely something that you should be paying attention to. The other thing I would pay attention to, Pisces, is I would look at your chart. If you have anything that is kind of like around that 24-degree mark in Pisces, again, you're going to have to look at your own chart. Go to astro.com. I can't remember where it is, but go to like personal daily horoscope or personal horoscope or extended chart selection, and then create your own chart there, or use whatever chart you want, and look for any planets that are like 24 degrees, 23, 22, 24, somewhere around there, 25. And if you have any planets in that part of the sky, there could be some extra blessings coming in for you. Venus is going to retrograde back to that like 24 degree mark in Pisces. And again, really good for manifesting. But, the trick with manifesting is we have to value ourselves too. And this whole reading says that. You have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is like God's blessings. I think Pisces does need to realize that God wants to bless you, right? And that, Pisces is supposed to be the closest to God. And so I think you have to believe that with the Hierophant. I know a lot of Pisces, and a lot of them, say things like, oh, the universe hates me, or the universe doesn't provide for me, or whatever. And again, those are the things that I would avoid saying with this card, and make sure you're speaking in the positive. Next, in the area of your outcome row, you have this fleeting flare path that says something in your life will be brief, not meant to stay in your life forever. You have a success and triumph card. It says nothing will be able to get in your way. You'll surely come out on top. Yeah, it's like what you've been doing has only been meant to stay in your life for a short period of time. Really the whole reading is saying it's time to level up in some ways, which we kind of already said. You're meant to be successful. Over the next few months, you have the Knight of Swords. Again, we are basically in this retrograde energy for the next few months, you could say. It doesn't really end until like May 2nd, somewhere around there, when we clear all the shadows. Really, if you want to be technical, I think the Mercury retrograde shadow doesn't end until like May 16th or something like that. I can't remember. Or it might be 6th. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. We could say basically the beginning of May is when you're going to clear that shadow energy. And so what I would say is like no rushing and definitely no jumping to conclusions at this time. Some of these retrogrades, Venus and Mercury are starting in Aries. So, again, Aries is fire sign, very much jumping to conclusions. I would be careful. Next, in your closest relationships, you have the Queen of Swords. Yes, I think that you are seeing your close relationships more clearly. You're understanding them on a deeper level. So I would just pay attention to, value in connections, and make sure that connections bring you value. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Four of Swords. Really good. Being able to relax, being able to rest, relax, recover. This person here is blessing another person in this stained glass window. So, the card itself could also say that you are feeling blessed, or you are feeling like you are attracting blessings into your life. So that also looks amazing. And, there you go. Finally, your outcome is the Temperance card. It's like the universe is trying to teach you that only you can change your situation, right? Temperance is a card of alchemy, and you have all these cards of manifestation here and miracles, but, I feel the Temperance card is saying, like, only you can create the miracle. Only you can do that. And it's funny that I brought up Steve Jobs, because remember what I said on that King of Swords? I said that people are going to be saying you're right. Apple basically had to rehire Steve Jobs. They basically had to admit Steve Jobs was the right guy for the job. That's what I think is happening for you, Pisces. You are having a Steve Jobs moment. Rest in peace, Steve, right? But what I would say here is it's almost like, people, places, and things. I'm not talking about exes, but, I think that there could be a lot of those you were right moments. But like I said, also pay attention to the reflections you're seeing in the world. Like if you see someone who kind of stole your business idea. I don't think anyone's really stealing it. I think you're just seeing it in the world. It's like the universe is saying, are you going to trust your next idea, or are you going to let someone else make all the money, right? It's time for Pisces to claim their money. I'm not saying money is going to be easy in the future, but it is time for you to make money. And if you don't like money, go watch someone else, okay? Get lost, right? People always tell me, money is evil, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, have fun living under a bridge. Go for it. With the Five of Swords and the Ten of Wands, but here we are rich. I think everybody should be extremely abundant. There's more than enough to go around. You have the Three of Pentacles, extreme abundance, right? Three of Pentacles is you getting paid your worth. It is you kind of producing quality and focusing on the quality of the work that you do. If you notice, he's kind of only working on one project, and he's added something extra. This is a fire triangle. This is a water triangle. The water triangle says he went just a little bit above and beyond. He made it just unique to himself, and he did a little bit extra on the project to make it stand out. So if you're working on anything like a project, a business, an idea, adding a little bit of that Pisces flair would be a good idea. With the King of Swords, Three of Wands, you cannot make that up. Three of Wands is like, what are you waiting for? Like I said, it's almost like that King of Swords was saying to me, you're in that waiting mode, like waiting for proof that an idea is going to work. If you're waiting for proof, someone else is going to do it. You need to be the proof. You are the truth. The proof here, Pisces, is what this reading is saying. Don't let someone else be the proof, right? With the Judgment card, you have the Death card. Yeah, it's an eclipse. Death card is kind of boring to me. Eight of Cups is kind of boring to me during eclipses because it's very much eclipse energy. The Eight of Cups is the only card in the tarot with an eclipse on it. And, of course, we always go through changes during lunar eclipses because lunar eclipses, usually we remove one thing to create space for something better. And I feel the Death card is saying you're doing that, especially if you're being called to something better. Again, these people are rising up out of these coffins. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin is their new life. So, they are being called to let go of something old. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Nine of Wands. Yeah, no more self-sacrifice, right? He's the wounded warrior, but I feel that Nine of Wands is saying you don't have to be the wounded warrior any longer. You can be successful, you can be strong and brave, and all those things, and that's what I would embrace here. With the Hierophant, you have the Three of Cups. Really important time for people. Pretty much everyone in the March 2025 readings that I did had really good cards of socializing. So for whatever reason, March seems to be a great month to spend time with people you're close with. And, we're talking about like friends, family members, lovers if you have a lover, or multiple lovers, whatever you're into, doesn't matter, right? But, again, spending time with those people who really bring quality experiences into your life is going to be very beneficial. And again, that came up quite a bit in the March monthlies. With the Knight of Swords, you have the High Priestess. High Priestess is trusting your intuition, which all the energy in Pisces, definitely, you need to trust your intuition. You also have divine counterparts here. I do feel like some of you could be attracting love, but again, Venus retrograde. Don't rush into anything. Knight of Swords is rushing, so don't do the Pisces, I'm going to fall in love with you on day one, right? Be the Pisces that's like, I'm going to let this person prove to me that they're worth my time and effort. I'm going to also slow down and make sure that there's equal give and take here, and as long as you do that, then you will be fine. But where you're going to get screwed, Pisces, is if you meet a person where you're always texting them, you're always doing everything, and they're doing nothing, then you're going to get screwed. So make sure not to do that as well. Also trust your intuition. Also about seeing the full potential. She is the card of unlimited potential. There are no limits to what she can accomplish, but she needs to believe that. And again, there is a deep theme going on here in this reading about you really needing to believe in yourself and what you can accomplish. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Devil. I would be careful of exes. Again, all these retrogrades, plus this eclipse in Virgo, I don't know. I would just be careful of anyone toxic coming back from the past. They have not changed, is, pretty much what the Devil says, so be careful. With the Four of Swords, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Yes, this doesn't have to be a dream, right? The Four of Swords, he's dreaming. He's just like laying there praying, hoping and praying for things. That's old Pisces, right? This is new Pisces, which is actually building, leaving a legacy. Now, again, this isn't going to happen overnight. So you're going to have to put the work in to build success. Really, I think what Pisces is learning is that you have to build long-term success. And, I think that's not quick success. And that doesn't mean that you won't be successful quickly, but what it means is like no get rich quick schemes, no thinking that you're going to make $1 million overnight, no getting disappointed if you only, if you create a business and you only make $1,000, right? When you thought you would make 10 billion. That's very Piscean, right? We start things and we think this is going to make me a billionaire, and it doesn't. And so this says, well, hey, $1,000 is progress. So keep moving towards progress is what I feel like this is saying. With the Temperance card, you have the Emperor. Yeah, it's all about you bossing up and taking control. Interesting that we have these two planets retrograding from Aries. We have a lot of action going into Aries later on as well. So, I think, that's your second house for you, Pisces, and all that energy that will be moving into Aries over the next few months is like really good for your values. And this would be all about valuing yourself. The more you value yourself, the better things are going to go based off this reading. I'm telling you right now. So that's what I would definitely focus on here, Pisces. But let's close this out with a little extra info. You have this horse card. It says short journey. I feel like you need to get out of the house, Pisces, just based off of your last few months. I think a lot of you could have been in hermit mode. And again, this is happening in Virgo, which is the hermit, this eclipse. So I think for a lot of you, getting out of the house, going and exploring the world would be a good idea. You have another card that says triumph over troubles and obstacles. You have this other one that says success and triumph. It says nothing will be able to get in your way. You'll surely come out on top. But again, you have to do the work. And so that's what I would do. You have this fan card. It says romance, celebration, and party. Yeah, there could be a little bit of love. Like I said, I would take your time. Allow this person to prove it. I do feel like you're attracting a slow person, by the way, Pisces. Like if you're attracting love, it definitely could be someone who's, kind of been really taking their time. But again, I don't think that's a bad thing either. So, take it how it resonates. You have this pineapple card. It says reconciliation. I would be careful of a past person for sure. Not telling you what to do. You can do whatever you want, but I would just be careful. You have this horseshoe. It says good luck on it. So it could actually be luck. The problem is I don't think Pisces is feeling very lucky right now. As a matter of fact, I think maybe like this, the second week of March made you not feel lucky. But I think that if you put yourself in situations where you can create your own luck, then you'll be more lucky. Like again, the example I use with the note-taking app, that I am convinced has made me more lucky because the ideas are just pouring in from doing that like one daily activity. And it takes me like an hour in the morning to just write a couple of notes. So, again, you have to do the things that will increase your luck. But damn, I really do like this for you, Pisces. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your eclipse.